Anyways, we have to play vintage now, unfortunately. No, I had cat carry items. I had Hextech GA, Hextech Quicksilver Hand? Hextech Quicksilver Hand, maybe? I don't know. Something crazy. All right, anyways, let's play vintage. I know that's what you're here for. I'm a little vintaged out, so I'm getting in on team fight tactics recently. Anyways, okay. Round 2 vintage challenge versus a powerful wizard. Dem 4X. Let's begin. One of these hands again. I mean, this seems fine though. Like double force, end of turn brainstorm, holding up flusterstorm. Denim's usually a fair blue. Denim, Diem, Diem's Diem? Usually a blue player, so seems like a pretty reasonable hand. If I miss on my brainstorm though, I guess things get a little dicey. We'll have to see what happens. It's just about mana usage. I don't have to. Like, if opponent is going to be a Wasteland deck, I'm not going to end of turn Brainstorm. Daylight savings time isn't until tomorrow, right? Or did that happen? Or was that this morning? Oh, EU already had it. Yeah, what? All right. Okay. There's you're trying to convince me there are places in the world that are not the United States? Come on now. It doesn't vibe. At the beginning of each end step, sacrifice each other creature you control, discard 2 cards, sack Plague Weaver, choose target opponent, return Plague Weaver to the bat. What does that even mean? Oh, you're oh, okay. Weird. Multiplayer is a weird place. That's fair. We are playing vintage, so that seems like a good plan. Yo, I really want to play Temporal Mastery in vintage. What deck? Whoa. What deck could we play Temporal Mastery in? Man, there's like 6 vintage streams today. Is Log around? If anyone wants to build a multi-Twitch, and I'll share it with everyone, that'd be dope. There looks like there's at least 6 streamers. Me, Nico, Infant, Winged, Fencing Brick. Good day. All right, Black Lotus. What do you got for me? Dak Vaden? Narset? Merchant for Ancestral. You got it. All right, they Merchant for Ancestral, but then slammed Dreadhorde. Well, I have to stop this from happening, because it's really bad for me. Okay. I think I do have to brainstorm end of turn, Kane, because I need to hold open Flusterstorm for Ancestrals. If I miss on my land drop, I mean, having an extra draw does make my brainstorm better. I guess if I'm like 100% to hit Ancestral, sorry, if I'm 100% to hit land, I can wait. But if I hit a fetch land, I want to hold it open. I mean, this is probably Jeskai, but it could easily be green Arcanist, Deathrite Arcanist, or even Rug Arcanist. I guess if I miss on this brainstorm on my turn, I don't have Fluster open. It's the end of the world. It is the end of the world. So I mean, they might not cast Ancestral on their turn. They might just wait till my upkeep, to be honest. But I'm gonna just do it. Obviously, if I draw a land, I can only put 1 back, but I don't think that's really an issue. I understand that like you lose out some of your brainstorm value. All right, well, we're in shit. All right, well, at least we have Force Flusterstorm, so we don't die, which is always nice. And we will be able to recover with a Night's Whisper at some point. Yeah, I understand. I just think that, like, we look one deeper and don't find it, then we can't Flusterstorm Ancestral Recall, and that just seems like really bad for us. I mean, this is already really bad for us, but it's more really bad for us. Some of it is just that, like, you just can't in Vintage, you can't always extract the most value off your brainstorms. You can't lose tempo. The biggest problem now is this Ancestral Recall, they time walked and hit a land drop. They're gonna be out of Flusterstorm range. So I guess I'm just like kind of shit out of luck either way. But that's really only because they had time walk. A good part though is we just got rid of their mentor. So they probably don't have that many good win cons left in their deck. I mean, they're just gonna Ancestral on my upkeep here, which is, bad for me. I just this Flusterstorm was supposed to be good because of the Ancestral, but it ended up being bad because of the amount of mana my opponent ended up having. Mindbreak Trap, Negation, Needle, Pyro. Okay, so this is Amir's second place Jeskai list. And that is another non-Moxen, non-land. Hmm. I'm not. I mean, the good part about opponent's hand is they don't have action. The bad part about opponent's hand is I don't have action. Let's go find an Amir's list just so I have a better idea. So this probe is gone. So we know 4 of their 5 cards. It's a lot of. I mean, to be fair, we can kind of push through that with the current hand that we have. We just need to hit land drops. What is this? They drew a dig through time for turn. Kind of unfortunate too. Yeah, that'll find them action. That's really sad. That's really sad. Not a fan. Not a fan. Where's Amir's list? There it is. For some reason, second place was behind all of the other ones. 3 Dreadhorde, 2 Lavinia, 1 Mentor, 1 Snap, 3 Dak Fade, and 1 Narsa. Land, please. All right, we hit the land drop. I'm gonna lead on Time Walk. If they counter it, they counter it. That's fine. If they don't counter it, then maybe we can get a Night's Whisper. Plus, I just think that we want to try to hit land drops as fast as possible here. All right, so we get the Pyroblast, then they're gonna hard cast Negation. Sure, that's fine. I think it's a pretty good play. Oh, maybe they're just gonna Pyroblast. Maybe they're just gonna Pyroblast. I think I actually like hard cast Negation from them there. It's a good use of mana. I can't ever like Yogg will my Time Walk. But I guess they can Negation or remember check my Time Walk, so. All right, they did find a Dreadhorde Arcanist off of their Dig Through Time, which is really bad because they still have an Ancestral Recall in their yard, and opponent still has Force of Negation for my spells, which is the end of the world. It really is. I mean, we're mounting a comeback. It was really this Dig Through Time that put us in the hole. Oh, the problem here is I can't play Demonic Tutor or I'm going to be trapped. I don't want to be trapped. I mean, this does seem winnable, though. Unfortunately, my Tinker plan is really bad in this matchup. Sphinx of the Steel Wind is not good against the Swords of Plowshares deck, which is obviously the major downside to playing Sphinx over something like Citadel, but even Citadel's not super good at like 11 life against, with my deck that has a lot of high cost spells. All right, so opponent has 9 cards in hand. I don't really think we can fight through that in any reasonable way, but we'll give it our best shot. The problem here is our best like sequencing lines are probably Yogg plays, and opponent has a Mindbreak Trap in their main deck, so I really don't see how we fight through that. They're even like going to discard cards here. They discard Swords to Plowshares. Doesn't really matter. So I think my best bet is to just start by cruising. Don't really see where we can eke out an edge, but We can only really play 2 spells this turn, so we kind of got to make the most of them. I was sure they drew a Pyroblast, right? Yeah, and I can't even Flusterstorm here, so the problem now is because they drew a Pyroblast, they have negation and trap backup. So I can't even like Tinker. Not that Tinker is good, but I can't even like Tinker with Flusterstorm backup. So maybe our best play is just an Urza. It's really bad too. Maybe our best play is just grab an Ancestral. Try to squeeze it in somewhere. All of these things are bad for me. Let's see if they trap this Sapphire. Oh, well, I can't play my Ancestral because they have Force plus Trap backup. So, on to the next turn. I still can't, like, protect my Ancestral in any meaningful way either. But maybe I can get far enough that I can even if I tinker, it's just not good enough. But whatever, we'll just do our best. We just fell too far behind the double Ancestral. Unfortunately. I mean, we countered one of the Ancestrals, right? But wait, did no, I force of negation. I force of willed an Arcanist. I didn't counter the first Ancestral because they waited until they had 5 mana, so I couldn't Flusterstorm. Oh god, they drew Gush, so they get to pick back up Sanctuary. This is unplayable. This is unplayable. This is certainly the power of the Jeskai deck. The Jeskai deck is definitely got a lot going for it in terms of like how they have this unfair engine at the end of their thing here. The nice part is here, oh, they drew a Fluster. Well, all right, fine. You still have negation and trap, but you can't play both. And I have a Fluster, so I mean the Fluster doesn't do anything though. If you have a blue card. So bad. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. We're just casting our spells, and I don't know, maybe they'll resolve for some reason. Yeah, they drew like 8 million cards. What do you want me to do, chat? Oh no, they had another Fluster. All right, whatever. But I tried, all right? I did my best. I powered through. It just didn't happen, you know? Didn't happen. All right. So, Tinker Sphinx is leaving the deck. That's for sure. Hydra's coming in. Fluster is coming in. And maybe Vamp is going out. This gets us a little bit more into a reasonable place. I don't really think that that's the way I want to play. I don't think Deluge is bad versus opponent's deck. It's like Lavinia, 1 Snap, 1 Mentor, 3 Arcanist. Just seems like not great. I mean, if we have a card that we don't think is good, we could maybe board it out for a Deluge. But what card would you say is not good here? Maybe a Force, but I like I said, I think Forces are pretty important. Yeah, I don't think the Deluge is where we really want to be. So obviously, like you could keep Tinker in, but it's like so bad versus Pyroblast and Flusterstorm card. You know, you're destroying one of your artifacts no matter what. So I would rather just because we could keep it in for Time Vault Key, but I would rather just take it out as it's pretty heavy disadvantage. I'm gonna just Ancestral on their upkeep to play around negation. Looking for like a Lotus and counter spells. Okay, we got the counter spells. Now they are going to hold up Pyro. Which is, maybe I'm supposed to play a fetch land so that I can hold up Trophy on this turn. Kind of seems like maybe we were supposed to do that. Ancestral, Fluster, Mystical, Preordained, Land. Okay, alright. If I don't play something, I lose something. But we can just brainstorm here. If it gets Fluster, that's fine, because then I have a Fluster for their Ancestral. Wow, we didn't hit a Moxen. Oh, that's the worst case scenario. I really didn't want this to be like this. Oh, I didn't want this. Shit. I'm gonna shuffle both of these away, probably, and then I guess we're going to discard a Preordain. I really was what I was trying to do with that brainstorm is find a Moxen, so I didn't have to do any discarding, but now the problem is they could just cast Ancestral with Fluster back up, but they don't really want to do that on their turn because then they'll overdraw. Oh, I should have fetched on their end step. It was really bad. What was the top card? Assassin's Trophy? Am I allowed to draw that? Because now if I fetch, they're just going to Ancestral with Flusterstorm back up. Which I guess is fine, because I can Fluster back, they Fluster back, and then I force. Maybe that's what we actually want, because then we get to go Time Walk into a 4-drop. Actually, that sounds really, really good. Let's see if we can get the bait then. No, they didn't go for it. Interesting. I swear I play Moxen in my deck. The Time Walk really makes it so, like, maybe they drew a Pyroblast. Maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, I could technically jam on Oko here, and if they didn't draw a Pyroblast, then I mean they'll just Ancestral into one, right? let's Time Walk, I guess. This doesn't look. It feels like we should be able to be baiting an Ancestral here. We just okay. Now is the time. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna I'm gonna lose my Time Walk to Flusterstorm. Is what's gonna happen unless I force this Ancestral and then I Fluster their whole stack. I guess that works. Let's do that. So I force this pitching Saheeli. It's definitely worse than Oko or Urza. Hopefully this baits the Flusterstorm. And then I have to correctly Fluster their whole stack of storms. See how I do. I mean, Oko will start making artifacts, so it's not the end of the world. All right, so this one targets Ancestral, and then one on here, one on here, one on here, one on here. So if I do this, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what happened? This is on here. This is on here. This is on here. This is on the original. No, what? This is on the original. So did it not count this one? I don't know. We'll see how it goes, chat. All right. We did it. Just didn't register that last click. All right, that's not the best draw. All right, so now I make a food. I play a Tolarian. I don't have much going on, but they don't have that much going on either. Yeah, it's a tough one. So what are they mystical for now if their Ancestral is gone? A Pyroblast to kill my Oko? That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's really good. It's a nice 2-for-1. I can now jam an Urza. I have more Okos. I'm really happy about this set of plays. They still have a Tundra, Scalding Tarn, and a Preordain, don't they? Kind of interesting sequencing. This is good for us. We're like pretty far ahead right now. Bottom. Yeah, this is really good for us. They can't have force here. We already used our Ancestral, so this gets us Fluster or Dig. Probably Dig later. So if I go Urza, I can still play a Merchant Scroll. Well, if I go I go Oko makes a second mana, but that's not good. Let's do Urza. Urza makes 2 blue. I can go get a force if I wanted to. Force seems kind of bad though. Feel like it would be better if I just got more action, right? If I just go get a dig through time. I don't really want to pitch my Oko to force. I want to just play my Oko next turn. All right, now we're cooking. Now we are seriously cooking. All right, that's an ancestral recall, so that's not a bad one. Yeah. Which is, I guess, why they didn't play their... I mean, they could have played their Tundra, though. Oh, they put the Pyroblast back on top to kill the Urza. This is so good for me. They just keep doing things... Okay. All right, nice play, nice play. They keep, like, doing card disadvantage to Pyroblast my threats, and I'm really happy about it. So all they have is one unknown... Oh, no. All they have is a Tundra. This is really good. This is really, really good. I can just turn this into an elk, and I have to beat the current board state, which seems pretty reasonable. This is net -1 mana. So if I go blue, blue, and then so I play this. I make 4 mana. I have 5 mana after 3 mana. No, I have 4 mana. But maybe I should just start by digging, because this is always 3 mana, right? So currently I have 5 mana. So if I just start by digging, here's and uh flustered jet, ponder, preordain. So I could play my jet. No, I probably just want force and preordain. Or is ponder better? I guess preordain's better. I'm not searching for something in particular, and I don't want to be locked under a preordain. So my Oko can die. That is definitely a problem here, but turning off Mentor is obviously way more important. If opponent draws no spell here, then I actually am in great shape. If opponent draws, or if they draw like a counter spell, the non-Pyroblast, like a Force of Will. Oh, they drew Pyroblast. Oh, they drew it. Dreadhorde? Is this Dreadhorde? It's Gush? Yeah, that's not good for me. That is so bad for me. So I have to chump with my Construct to make my Oko live. I'm going to force this. They're going to have 3 lands in hand, and they're going to get to Mystical. Yeah, I have to force this. God, the Gush was such a good draw. Great draw off the top. If it was a Dreadhorde, it would be much better for me, because I could just block, and I could turn their Dreadhorde away or something. So if they go all out Oko here, I can chump, and then we still make a food into an elk, and then I have no artifacts. Or I can trade and lose my Oko, or I can do nothing and just lose my Oko. Did Preordain Fetch get me a Time Walk? I might have. It might have, which would have been better. I didn't think of that line. Did I have a land drop to give, though? Did I play Academy? I did have a land drop to give. Yeah, that line was probably better, Clip. I didn't think about that line. I wouldn't have gotten my Oko in play, but I would have had another turn with Urza. Yeah, that seems like much better. All right, I actually think I'm just supposed to let this Oko go, because, like, jumping here and making a 3/3 doesn't make my life any better. All right, so next turn they have Mystic Sanctuary Ancestral. Again. E? Okay, that's not a bad draw. No, Time Walk does sound better than Force of Will, to be honest. I'm not gonna clock because a clock sounds bad here. I definitely am not gonna trade for this elk though. All right, so this is gonna put Ancestral on top. I hope he doesn't put Gush on top. It's really bad for me if they put Gush on top. I want them to put Ancestral on top. Yes, thank God. Oh, a Gush on top would have been really bad for me. All right, so they're gonna blank their next draw, and I'm gonna get to misstep their Ancestral. I'm just gonna take this because once I hit any Mox, almost any card in my deck that makes, there's a lot of things that make constructs, or sorry, make a Moxen for this construct. So, interesting. So I could just hit this Mentor now, and they won't go search a basic because there's an Ancestral on top. It's not like the best use of Assassin's Trophy, but I think it's reasonable. Maybe it's just like too aggressive. All right, so of course they chose not to search because they have an Ancestral coming. I really hope the last card that they have isn't like, we know it's Tundra. We know one unknown. If their last unknown is a Force of Will or a negation, they can play their land and force. Hopefully they don't have a force, because then they're gonna attack as well, which is just so bad for me. All right, we've resolved. Okay, this is good. They're still holding their Tundra in case they draw a Dak Faden, so they have more cards to pitch. Key is a winner. No, but this is an Ancestral. Okay. This is a really close game. This could also get Pyroblasted, but whatever. I mean, if I had to choose a draw, Ancestral is one of the draws I would choose, so might as well do it. Is Recall better than Dig? No, I should just Dig. I don't know why. I mean, I'm playing a little loose, not gonna lie to you. You're totally right. What if they drew their own misstep? I'm gonna do it my turn. They're always gonna have enough mana, so I want to just do it while they have a less chance of having a card that matters. You're totally right, by the way, Jesus. I think Dig is just way better. I don't know why I'm playing so bad today. Maybe it's because I didn't play any Magic all week. Sorry, chat. I'll try to do a little bit better. I'm playing fairly loose. Go down to 8 off of this. That's not the draws we were looking for. I guess I have a food to crack at any point here. This Flusterstorm doesn't do very much for me. Obviously, both these land drop draws are not good unless I draw the other Oko. There's only one more Urza in my deck. My attacks are still not strong enough, so I can't really afford to go in with this construct. It's not great for me here. I definitely punted pretty hard with the Ancestral because instead of drawing all these bad Moxen, I could have I could have looked at my top 7 and picked the two worst, the two best Moxen. Instead of drawing God damn it. All right. Urza off the top. Oh, that's all right. So, Dancing Jesus, I see you wanted to use Dig Through Time and get cards out of my yard. But what if I told you I knew I was gonna draw Yawgmoth's Will and to keep all the cards in my yard? I'm so good at this game. No, yeah, that's obviously a very lucky draw. We're gonna see how this goes. I actually think I would rather use blue mana than green mana, seeing as I have an active academy. All right, if they have a hardcast Force of Will, I actually have that covered. All right, they just conceded. Let's go. Okay, game 3. So yeah, I clearly knew that if I had gone for Ancestral, then I would keep my cards in my yard. And so just really an outplay right there. We're definitely not playing the Crypt. I mean, you can probably play the Crypt there. I was just like worried if ancestral, if for some reason Yawgmoth's Will doesn't resolve and I put a Crypt into play, that would be really, really bad for me. I don't really know how I could lose that stack. Oh, no. Playing a Crypt is bad because of Mindbreak Trap. So if my opponent's 2 cards are Force of Will, Mindbreak Trap, and then we know they have a Tundra, right? Or maybe they didn't have a Tundra. But if their cards are Force of Will, Mindbreak Trap, if I play with my Crypt, my opponent can Force of Will, I would Fluster, and then they would trap the stack. So playing the Crypt is bad. You could maybe play the Crypt later that turn, like before you activate your Tolarian Academy, just to like fully go off from the yard. But like at that point, I'm always gonna win the game no matter what. Basically, if that Yawgmoth's Will resolves, and it's the big reason why Yawgmoth's Will's in the deck, is it's just lethal. It's just like super, super, super lethal. All right, do I want to change anything? Toxic Deluge. How do I feel about Toxic Deluge? I'm not hype on it. I'm not gonna lie. Eh. Nah. Eh. I could like cut a Force and play Deluge. Maybe cutting a negation for a Deluge is reasonable, to be honest. Negation is more for the unfair decks. Like I can't PO on their turn, so it's a little bit harder to use. I mean, not that you played negation and PO. I'm gonna try cutting a negation. I don't really think I need 2 negations in this matchup, anyways. There's like something to be said about maybe playing Mindbreak Trap in this matchup. It's a little narrow. Of course, this hand is so much better if this Deluge is a negation. So clearly, I'm just an idiot. All right, I have 7 minutes on my clock. Yeah, this is fine. Obviously, this hand doesn't do craziness, but it's definitely a viable hand to keep here, especially against a deck like Jeskai. Yeah, I definitely feel stupid. If I had a negation, I'd probably keep my first hand. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll come in clutch later. I don't have that many ways of dealing with Dreadhorde Arcanist, so it's not the end of it's like not bad to hit like a Dreadhorde Arcanist 1-for-1. And obviously it's great. It's good against Ventor. If I need to answer. Oh my god. I just want this to be a negation, chat. I was tricked. Why can't this just be a negation? I can't keep this. I guess I'm supposed to keep this because my plan is to Merchant Scroll anyways, but I have no more land drops to give though, which is obviously a problem. Yikes. Alright, is opponent just gonna jam a Mentor here? That would be the deluge. Alright, I think they have a Pyroblast. I don't know why. There's actually no good reason to think why they might have a Pyro. Yo, so if they force Time Walk. If I scroll for force. Scroll. No, I think I just pass here. And act like I have a bunch of counter magic. See if we can sneak an Ancestral. I don't know how we're going to sneak an Ancestral. I'm going to get Pyroblasted. You know, people want this unrestricted, man. It's wild to me. All right, well, I can't cruise this game, which was part of my plan, but I have a Deluge if I hit a land for this Lavinia. I was thinking about scrolling for force. I didn't. I wanted to... maybe we're supposed to. There's definitely was some upside to scrolling for force. Oh, this is so bad. Now there's no reason to scroll for anything. Maybe I was like really in the wrong by not scrolling for force. Possible. Maybe this deluge is actually going to be clutch as hell. No, can we stop? Bro, this is all so bad. None of these cards are good. None of these cards are good. Just actual none of these cards are good. Brainstorm's not decent because I can't. Oh, I gotta play faster. Sorry. Might time out here. That card's good. Could be. They have full hard cast force. I don't really want to deluge into that. I'm supposed to though, right? Pretty sure we're supposed to. If it's force, I get fucked. But if they have a bunch of pyroblasts, this might resolve. Nope, they have Flusterstorm. Okay. All right. Well, if I resolve a brainstorm and get ready to pitch force and cruise, if I draw a land, then I can Urza. What are they gonna put back on top? Ponder? Are they gonna put back Fluster? Ponder. Okay. I mean, it's not unwinnable. This Lavinia. All right, so the deluge actually was great there. To be perfectly honest, I definitely probably misplayed this game by not scrolling for Force of Will. Right? Like maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe they have like Flusterstorm back up anyways. But it was definitely a play we should have made. I think. Academy. This has to resolve. Okay. I mean, none of these cards shuffle. So I do want this to resolve, and it might resolve because it looks very non-threatening, but I might start throwing some spells into this thing. Oh, that's just a negation. Yeah. All right, so next turn, if we just have to dodge Pyroblast, I guess. Get an Urza into play. I mean, this stops Urza as well, which is a real shame. Real shame. My contract's only a 1/1. What is this? Just hardcast force? Bro, I got no plays. Next turn we draw Force of Will. We cast Probe to get to the next card. I mean, an Oko is still an insane draw, right? No, no! This Lavinia is gonna deal 20 damage to me.
You.
Yo, what a bumblebee. Oh, they have a Pyroblast, a Mind Ray Trap, and a Brainstorm as I die to this stupid Lavinia. This game. I think it's gonna deal 20 damage to me. They countered every single spell I cast this game, huh? What could I mean, the only thing I could have done differently, I mean, if they had this Pyroblast the whole time, the only thing I could have done differently in this game is scroll for force. And I could definitely, it could have worked. It probably didn't work out, but I could have done that. Oh, yeah. I mean, next turn I can, oh, they drew Cruise off of their Brainstorm. Yeah, this is so bad for me. Lavinia is actually not super good right now in Vintage, in my opinion. Her value is like very decreased when there's so many fair decks. It's pretty good against my deck though, currently today. It's not like super good though. I have a bunch of Okos, but in this current game when there's just infinite counter spells, it does lend itself to, wow, I just drew Wait a second. I'm one land away from casting this treasure cruise. God bless. It's never gonna work, but if I hit a fetch land next turn, I actually have treasure cruise plus hard cast. I actually have to counter this. I can actually have treasure cruise with hard cast force backup. The problem with this spell right here is it gets gush. If they get gush, I can't win. It's gonna they're gonna go off if they get gush. All right, well now I really now I really yeah. This Lavinia legit insane against me. They even have Pyroblasts, so actually if I draw Mana Gorge or Hydra? No, they have Hardcast Trap now. I'm so close, chat. I was so close. I was so close. If they didn't have Black Lotus, they wouldn't have had Hardcast Trap. Wow. Unfortunate. It's just like really sad. That was my best draw too. It was easily my best draw because it was my non-pyroblastable threat. They drink Gush off the Narset. This engine is so good. The Jeskai engine is so good. All right. Okay. We're dead. We've been dead, but we're very dead now. I'm just continuing this game because I want to cast this treasure cruise because I have 8 lands in play. I really want to do that. Didn't get to do that. All right. Well, I mean, I think if we had scrolled for Force of Will, we would have had a chance. But I actually think they had Pyroblast and Flusterstorm backup for their Lavinia. So I don't think we could have won this game. I don't think they ever had a chance. There wasn't even a single turn. There wasn't a single turn where they didn't have double counterspell. Probably. Crazy. I guess I had to scroll for force. That was definitely a misplay, but I don't think it would have worked, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. All right, regroup. Round 3. That was a hard match. A hard match for sure. All right, yeah. How's everybody doing? No, it doesn't matter that it gets countered. Like, it's still the correct play. So I just punted, I think. I kind of overthought it. I overthought it a little bit. I tried to play like mind games, and I didn't really consider Lavinia in my mind games, and it really was just a pretty solid punish. So it's hard to consider like a 2-of creature as in your mind games, but it definitely was a misplay, I think. Yeah. Yeah. How's everybody's weekend going? Welcome everyone. It's another good day for the crew. 150 is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. If we second place, nice, very nice. You have to get a banner, so it's a giant's belt and a spatula. So you really can't go warlords unless you have a spatula already. Kind of how it works. You can go like 3 warlords, but you don't really want to go 9 warlord unless you already have a spatula. At least as my understanding. I'm a noob. Anyways, how's everybody doing? If you are new here and weren't around last weekend, you missed a great time. We streamed for 26 hours. It was insane. I played all 3 Eternal weekends with Esper Pio and finished 7-2, 9-2, and 6-4. A great weekend, including a top 8. If you are interested in watching that at all, there's a link to my YouTube in chat. All of those are in the first 3 playlists. Always check out my playlists because that will have all the matches. You can hop around, see what matches you want to see. Um, if you are interested in great matches of Magic, I highly recommend Eternal Weekend 2 rounds 7 and 8. Um, rounds 7 and 8 are insane. I will tell you that round 8 is maybe you don't want to watch round 8 because 8 will be probably one of the matches you will see on Eternal Weekend coverage. Um, Julian Knob, Anurag Das, along with a crazy selection of commentators, uh, put together Vintage Eternal Weekend coverage all this week. So I'm hoping that will be up in the near future so that everybody can see, including yours truly on the commentary booth and writing the article. So get hyped for that. I'm super hyped for that to come out. I don't get to do much writing or commentary or scripted material. I mostly, I mostly stream. So it was both a fun and challenging experience for me, and I hope to get to do some of it again. Um, I'm just super excited. I can't wait for you guys to see that. Some of the matches during Eternal Weekend for Vintage are just incredible, just insanely nuts matches. So I just want everybody to see them. It's crazy. So we're waiting for round 3